Guys, we need to have a family meeting. Sheyn, I don't know how to tell you this, so I'll just say it straight out.
Oh, it's a fucking joke, isn't it? It's a joke, isn't it? Here we go.
Sheyn, you can't eat on the podcast anymore because we actually have Brian from BKXC watching.
Oh,
if anybody eats, he's going to stop again.
We have made it. You know, I wish I would have had like a sandwich or some spaghetti or lasagna ready.
You don't have any food right now?
I don't have any food. Well, okay, I have a drink.
Brian, welcome to episode 2 of a Joey podcast that you will be listening to.
And welcome once again to the Joey podcast, where we keep you listening by never cluing you into what we're talking about, where we're going, and when we're ending. Oh yeah, and sometimes we talk about mountain bikes. And today on the show, we have with us Mr. Paul the punter. Paul?
Oh, hello. Welcome. Bienvenue.
And Paul has half-degree engagement, just like Hydra Hubs. Moving on to Josh, the daily MTB rider who rides in his driveway every single day. Josh, did you ride in your driveway today?
Got him completely.
I actually did ride in my driveway today, and I just want to say, Sheyn, that intro was so accurate to who we are, and yet you also were able to completely diss an entire company while talking towards Paul. I mean, you are dissing somebody yet being polite, and also you're just being me. I really enjoy that right now.
I'm trying to learn
You're
the Canadian
just being
way.
me, and I really enjoy that. What does that say? That is so, like, if I could like push a button and it play an audio clip of describe who Josh is, that's it right there. You just did everything that I am, and that makes me so happy.
Accurate descriptions, completely annihilating an entire company, and being friendly. It's great.
Yeah, it's like you're almost Canadian, like you're so close to the border. And I am Shanae. I was off last week, and you guys made a huge change to the podcast. How do I leave for 1 week and then the name changes?
Well, you know, this is a Rolling Stone gathers no moss, Sheyn. That's what I'll say. Stuff needed to get done, and we did it.
Okay.
I don't know what that's
Tell him, Josh. Tell him, Josh. He doesn't understand our corporate mentality here at the Joey Mountain Bike.
I've never heard the moss thing. Have you, Josh?
I just realized
You've
eating
never
during
heard
the podcast. Sorry.
Don't eat, Brian. No.
Bye, Brian. Have
It's
a great
okay.
rest of your day.
I'll do.
I'm blurring it out.
I'll do hand strengthening exercises. He loves these.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Does Brian do hand strengthening exercises?
I believe he has 2 of these. This is just showing how much I know about YouTube videos. If you go and watch the last episode of Redemption CA, and you'll have the tour, Brian picks up 2 of these hand strengtheners, I believe, when showing around his office.
Look at
is that why his forearms are so huge?
Oh, maybe. Is this
Actually,
how you get
just
big forearms?
One forearm is huge. Moving on.
All right, let's jump in. Where do we ride this week? And I know, actually, for the first time, this is not the first time, sorry, but for the first time in a while, 2 of us on the podcast have ridden together in the last week. In fact, it was today. It was me and Paul.
It was hours ago, in fact.
Yeah, and we had a great time. It was awesome.
And now you're in separate countries.
Mm-hmm. I know. Isn't that nuts?
That's nuts.
All this stuff is so true, but it's also crazy.
You guys really rode together today. That's cool.
We rode with an Olympian today.
Oh,
wow.
Rode with or watch?
That sounds really fancy.
It's because it's true.
Olympian, or did you ride with this Olympian?
No, she gave us tips. We trained her in and around this pump track.
Yeah.
And then her world racing level husband turned up. And he was out for a walk, and I didn't even notice him. He just looked like a man in the street.
He wasn't like a creeper watching the people at the pump track.
He kind of did.
It turned out to be legit. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was Jill Kintner.
Oh, that's cool.
And her husband Bryn Atkinson.
Yes.
Paul, correct me if I'm wrong. Would you argue that Jill Kintner is one of the most recognizable women in mountain biking?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, she's been world champion for cross. I don't know. I don't know her BMX racing attributes outside of the bronze medal at the Olympics.
Did you say 4 cross?
Yeah. Oh wow. You guys That didn't even exist.
Yeah, what is four
that
cross?
does not exist. Oh, it's so funny.
What is
Four cross? Four cross is kind of a downhill BMX track, if you like, with 4 mountain bikers racing at the same time. It used to be so popular. Like, it used to be that the downhillers would like do a 4 cross event and race downhill. So it would.
You know what border cross is?
It's like border cross. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But with 4 people on a mountain bike. It's exactly that. But it used to be really popular, kind of early 2000s, I would say. Maybe the late 2000s as well. But it just kind of came out and everyone was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get a 4 cross bike. Like, yeah, it's so cool. And then I guess like popularity just went down because all the downhill races stopped racing it as well. So they'd have like the 4 cross event on like the Saturday, and then they'd have the downhill race on the Sunday, and people would race both, but then they just stopped doing it. So it only exists now as a world championships, I think, and it's always in Leogang for like the last like 4 years or something. It's been at the same track.
Wait. They still do this?
Yeah. 4 cross world champs. Let me check.
I had no idea this still happens.
Wow.
Now, has Jill won multiple downhill races?
She's won a lot of BMX stuff.
She's not won a downhill race, I don't think. She's had world championship medals and World Cup podiums for sure.
And when you guys are saying BMX, are you saying BMX racing or like freestyle?
Yeah. No, BMX racing. That's what she got her bronze medal in at the Olympics.
Wow. I just Googled her. I don't know that I would have recognized Jill Kintner. Kintner?
She's a well-known name
yeah.
around Bellingham. I mean, her and Bryn are always on the trails or on the bump track. So
yeah, and she's like been queen of Crankworks a few times. She wins so many Crankworks events, but I think she's had an EWS medal as well. Maybe Tasmania this year.
Really?
I think so. She's
really good, so I'm not surprised about it. But
she's. Let me have a quick look.
And I will say, while Paul is searching, she's also just super friendly, very nice. I was telling Sheyn before the podcast, like me and Paul were filming a video today for my channel, and I was like, "Oh, Jill, can I ask you a question?" And then like she was instantly like, "Hey, I got some stuff I've been working on, some tips. Can you film what I'm going to say?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Give you internet gold.
She was like, "This guy looks like such a goober. He doesn't ride bikes. He's probably just Paul's filmer. Hey, come here, filmer guy. I got some stuff I want to say."
Little did she know. Yeah, she came second at the Tasmania EWS.
Oh,
and that was like her first one. I think that was her first one. I think. Yeah. No, it's great. She is like, she's a pretty an ultimate all rounder, and she's great.
Wow.
She's very focused. Like when I was filming biking stuff, you knew never to really like if Jill was practicing, you kind of left her alone because she's focused and she's a competitor. But yeah, I was amazed at how much she wanted to get involved today. I thought, oh, she'll just be out today, have a pedal around, and then she's like, oh, what are you guys doing? Like, oh, I'll tell you.
She saw you riding, and she was like, these guys need some tips.
No, that guy needs some tips, I think would be the accurate way. And then she wouldn't let me. There was this one there's this one jump. She wouldn't let me not do it. She kept saying, like, get back there, Paul. I'm like, well, I mean, it's my turn to film Josh now. But she's like, but you haven't done it. Get back.
And then she looked
like,
at me and she was like, hey, film guy, like, make sure you get a good edit of Paul doing that jump. And every time I filmed Paul, like literally Paul did it perfectly when I wasn't filming. And then she's like, Paul, do it again. Film guy, who the heck are you? Go film him. And then I filmed Paul 2 times and he failed 2 times in a row.
Because the pressure. I did it perfectly and I was like, oh, sweet. And then Josh was like, I wasn't filming. And then Jill was like, get back in again.
Yeah. And then the best part was like, she's busting Paul about that. And then she was like, hey, you want to see a cool line? I'm like, sure. So I followed her into it and she's like, oh, did you clear it? I'm like, not really. She's like, okay, do it again. I did it like 4 times. And she's like, you didn't get it clean. Like your bike, her thing was like, your bike sounded terrible, which means you probably cased something or didn't do it smoothly. I'm like, yes, Jill, I'm not a professional. Of course I didn't do it smoothly. And then Jill Kintner's like, do it again. You need to do it better. And I'm like, What am I going to say
Wow.
no to her? Like a Red Bull famous athlete is telling me, you go do it again. And I'm like, okay, yes, mom, I'll do it.
It was.
that is
I've
awesome.
only just started to kind of think upon this and be pensive about it. But she was like, no, you guys go and do it again. I've never had that.
She was like basically coaching us, and both of us were just like, yes, whatever you say, we're not going to say no. Like, because we both know like she deserves all the respect that she's giving us to spend time with us. So I was like, okay.
Oh yeah. I think this is going to be a really fun video. It was just like, what were you going to do? Like five was it 5 reasons to buy a dirt jumper or 5 pump track?
I'm the king of clickbait. 5 reasons everyone needs a dirt jumper. You're welcome.
There you go. And then Jill just rocks up halfway through, and then all of a sudden it's boot camp for falling Josh.
Oh man, that is awesome.
So that was a mix of our writing today. I also just went on a little ride like I normally do around Bellingham, but nothing too crazy. No Joey moments as of now, but as we know, Paul will push me and get me to really think about where it probably happened.
Then it's like, oh yeah, I forgot back wheel when I went to a bike ride or something like that.
Back wheel.
Wow.
So
Paul, did you ride anywhere else this week?
No, I've been busy deep in the editing cave here. I've actually edited 3 videos in the last week. Actually, in the last 5 days, I've done that. So it's been very busy. But I did ride like 7 days in a row last week. So I was kind of a bit. I think I needed to rest up. I was like, no, God, I'm going to burn out here. Oh, did I tell you about when did we do this podcast? We did this last Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Let me tell you about the epic tale of Paul's. Had I found my shock pump?
Oh,
No.
okay. So,
And there's comments about that, so we'll get to that later.
yeah.
Oh, there's comments? Okay.
There's-
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but we'll get to that later. But Paul, I just want to say I feel so bad for you that the reason you couldn't ride is because you were editing multiple videos that will be put up on YouTube. I just feel so bad. I don't understand that feeling,
Come
man.
on, give
So
me a
bad.
break. I was like, this is where I've been for this whole time.
Wow.
Like sat here, just staring at a computer screen.
I just want to let our audience know the amount of time that I give Paul a hard time about his quote unquote job riding mountain bikes and editing videos does not even make it in live footage. So they have to know how much I just give you a hard time about that.
Okay, good.
I
Good
kind of,
to know.
I don't know. I'm jealous of both. I didn't even get to ride this last week. Well,
No, Shenane!
traveling for work into the winter weather, high mountains, and then just spending this weekend with the in-laws for Thanksgiving because we have Thanksgiving in November.
Wait,
the
this
United States.
weekend coming is Thanksgiving.
Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, technically.
Tomorrow,
Probably when this will
okay.
be released. But with the in-laws, we have it the weekend before Thanksgiving because they don't want to intrude on everyone else's Thanksgivings. Yeah, I mean, I rode around my neighborhood.
I've just realized something. This is gonna now because it's Thanksgiving. I now will not be able to do loads of the things that I was meant to, because like no one will be answering emails in America. This happens every year. Like for me,
Didn't you say your Thanksgiving is Halloween?
no, it's before. It's
Do you
like
have-
a week. I think it's the 18th of October in Canada.
Wait. Shane, this is not Paul's Thanksgiving. Paul's not Canadian. I don't know if people realize that. He sounds Canadian, but besides that.
Have you noticed how everyone else has Independence Days from my country? Like that's what we have. We gave everyone else freedom after governing them for so long.
Okay,
Yeah.
we just said a lot of things, but yes, Paul, your plans are messed up because nobody will respond to you because for multiple years you haven't realized when our Thanksgiving is the best country in the world. And then Shane's excuse for not riding mountain bikes. Shane, let me just wrap this up. It was you were spending time with your family, your in-laws, traveling for work, and an actual job. And Paul's excuse was he spent 7 days riding mountain bikes and then had to sit in his spare room while editing videos about mountain biking. Is that correct?
Man.
Yeah.
Wow. Paul, I feel so bad for you.
You have the worst life, Paul.
All
Aren't
you
there
guys have to
trails
do-
like super
all you
close
guys
to you
have
that are
to do is-
rideable right now? Like, couldn't you just be like, it's been 2 days since I rode the 7 days in a row. I'm just going to pop over and ride for an hour.
But I'm just tired. Like, I also traveled across to the other side of this continent. Like, it's been busy. Like, I've just had to do a lot of stuff. You saw how broken I was last week. I went out riding the day after.
Everybody, I want you to leave a comment down below and just give just some sympathy for Paul and his rigorous mountain biking editing schedule. Just
you did
that you're with him.
You did eat a bunch of garlic. I saw.
Oh, that was.
And then
did you see this, Josh?
Garlic.
The Bobo live stream. Is that what you're talking about?
Garlic gate happened.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of over it, and like. Thanks for the money that went to Bobo, which was the real goal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I saw that.
If you're listening,
I popped into the podcast. I popped into the not the podcast, the live stream, and I was like, oh, they're doing stuff. And I saw the prices, and I was like, $50 for a garlic thing? I'm going to make Paul eat some garlic. And I mean, definitely the $50 went to a good cause, but I didn't know you'd already eaten a bunch of garlic beforehand.
Did you see me eating the garlic? Did you go back and find it?
Yeah, I went back and watched a little bit of it, but the
guys,
garlic
we need to give context. We haven't given context on this. Paul did a live stream for Bobo, who had a very bad joint separation and needed surgery, for him to earn money. And then Sheyn saw that there was a $50 for Paul to eat garlic and made him eat it. And Paul had already done that. How many times?
I'd done it once, but have you guys ever eaten garlic? Like a whole clove of garlic?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's pretty fresh.
I bit into it and it was like a wasp was inside, burst out and stung the inside of my mouth. And I just went, this is the worst one. This was my idea. Why have I put this in here?
That was your idea?
Terrible. Yeah.
Oh man.
Classic.
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's cheap." And then I don't know. Can we talk about Garlic Gate? Because Bobo did a Garlic Gate post. I posted my story.
Even though
a few people saw it, you asked me to take it down. I respectfully took it down.
Whoa!
I did. I said to take it down before he sees it, but it was too late.
What happened? What happened?
On the second garlic, I was like, I literally can't do another one of these, otherwise I'm going to vomit all over Miss Bobo's hard, clean floors. So I pretended to eat it.
And he palmed it. He totally palmed the garlic. I was waiting for it. I watched it and I was like, he didn't. He palmed it. So I went back and watched it over again.
And
he took a drink of water and was like, "Oh, that garlic is so bad."
Yeah.
And then Sheyn, you posted about it on Instagram and Bobo saw it?
Yeah.
I guess Bobo
shared it. Even though, do you know what?
Garlic Gate.
Listen, even though I'd gone out, set the whole thing up to raise money for the guy, then still put myself through a lot of torture again for the guy. And then he's like, actually, Paul didn't do very much. I'm like, what?
Sorry. I just want to make sure our listeners know this is full picture. Guys, the reason that Paul totally did not do the challenge he created was because he rode 7 days in a row and had videos to edit. So I just want to let you guys know the why behind the challenge he created that he did not follow through on. Poor Bobo.
I ate a whole thing of garlic before, and it was just about. I thought that my world was going to end, and then I also ate the hottest, vegetarian wings. Shanae, don't worry.
Oh, nice.
They did like a little tofu thing. It was called
tell me,
Rick's Chicken Shack, I think.
Did it burn out as well as in?
Oh, I did. Nothing happened for 2 days.
Your system was like,
you down.
This will hurt Paul's butt so much we will not allow him to process this.
Listen, and it's like I'm a pretty regular person in that respect. So when stuff like the two poos that came first were normal poos, right? And this is what I was so surprised by. I was like, here we go. And then it's like, oh no, fine. And I'm like, where's the burning stuff? And they're like, oh no, don't worry, Paul, it'll come. Not right now. Not right now. You've got a lot on. And then when it did, it was just a tirade, like for a whole day.
A bloodbath in the toilet.
Yeah, it was just constant. It just wouldn't stop. But all the other guys had theirs like way sooner. Like
Oh man,
It was
that's my life. I understand.
brutal. It's
What do you mean that's
it's
your
your
life?
life.
I am lactose intolerant and I love cheese. And that's my life. I understand.
Okay.
Spicy Cheetos. Oh man.
Oh, I love spicy cheese. I love all spicy things. I had a similar experience. I don't know why we're talking about
But
this.
is your
it was
butthole okay with them? Because mine is not.
mine's great.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're best
I can
friends.
actually, I can take a lot of. I'm all about the spicy stuff.
I thought you were gonna say your butthole could take a beating.
That's why I
Hey,
stopped and said,
your
what?
words. Your words. No, I think but in the live stream, the first super mega hot one, because we actually had dinner like before this, right? And I had like the medium one, and I was eating it, and I was like, this is quite hot. It's the medium one, and I like hot stuff. And then when the super hot stuff came, I bit into it and I started to chew, and it was just like this absolute exponential ramp, and it just would not stop getting hotter. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to be in some serious trouble here. And then I was, but then everything after that was fine. It was like this one, the first one was a nightmare, but then I had to do more. And then we also had to eat a slice of bread with the stuff on it because for some reason this Chicken Shack just has white bread with the spice smeared onto it. I don't know, it's tasty.
How do we make people feel terrible? I have an idea.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but then did you see there was Landy, like Bobo's mate, just picking up the hottest ones and being like, "Oh, this is actually great." He's just like eating them. But then the bread came and they couldn't handle it. But then me and old Nate Dog could handle the bread. It was very strange. There was inconsistencies.
Well, tell me, how much money did you guys raise on behalf of Bobo and his shoulder that live stream?
After Google takes their stuff off, we got like $750.
Oh, sweet.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So that's going to hope. And then fingers crossed, and then a fan also set up a GoFundMe thing. Yeah. And then he put the number as $30,000. And it was like the guy chose the number. And then there were people like, you need $30,000, blah, 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 blah. And
that was just
maybe
2 trolls. You can't listen to the trolls.
I'm so afraid of the American healthcare system. Wow. But it's I think hopefully it's not going to be too bad. But obviously he's not going to be able to bike for this. It's like 6 months.
Yeah,
he was like big deal.
He was almost in tears about it, which is understandable. I think we all would be.
Oh, dude,
it was half of a year. Like, not until April or May will he be riding a bike? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's winter. Like, there's that. At least it's like not beginning of the summer or something. But
it's best wishes go out to you, Bobo. And I'm sure that BKXC Brian could not watch that live stream. It's last week's comments about you guys used clickbait. Your clickbait was BKXC. There's no eating in this podcast. You were just trying to get one guy to listen.
Yeah.
Mr. Joe H chimed in and said, "Hey, you guys should get Brian on the next podcast."
Ooh. Brian, if you're listening now, I might have ruined it with covering up my eating earlier. We'd love to have you. Just saying.
Definitely.
And Workhorse Mountain Bike said, guaranteed, Paul did not find his shock pump. Paul, how did the story go after the shock pump debacle of 2019?
Gather round, fair travelers, and listen to my tale of success.
I'm going to say gather around your Instagram. Follow at Paul the Punter. Because if you're following his Instagram, you'd know.
It was so good. So I had to, it was kind of, I had to drive to the top. Luckily, I was meeting Kevin because I'd also left a lens at Seth's house and Kevin picked that up for me. I'm terrible. And then I got to the trail, I pedaled up, and then I kind of went to the first spot that I thought it wasn't there. Then went higher up and I was like, oh, if it's not down there, it's definitely up here. And I was kicking around the leaves because it was just like leaves everywhere. Like it was fall, quite literally. And there was nothing. And I was gutted. And I was like, oh, this is so annoying. And I like called up the shop down at the bottom. Like, have you had anything handed in? They said no. I messaged Nate and I was like, Nate, can you remember where you think it was? But I was at the place that he thought it was. And I went down and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll try one more time. And I just kicked some leaves, and there it was.
Wow.
Just
Wow.
right there.
I didn't know you almost didn't find it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was like I was about to go home. But I just channeled my inner Josh, and then everything worked out for me, obviously. So that was great.
When you told me, you were like, "No, Josh, like it's off the trail. I for sure know it's going to be there." My response was like, "Oh, cool, yeah, he'll totally find it." So when you did,
there you go.
when you did find it and posted it on Instagram, I was like, "Yeah, see, I knew it would work out." But like hearing it, I was like, "Oh wow, you almost didn't find it." Wow,
it really was, because there was leaves everywhere, and it was covered. So I had to go a bit of digging, and I was, I couldn't quite remember the last time I used it, but. It was more of like a feeling. I was like, I feel like I would have used it then. And
you really channeled your inner Josh. I'm so proud of you. I have that.
Maybe we should start a T-shirt of some sort, because I've decided to do this a lot and just be like, just be Josh, and then
let's have this face right here, just like,
and then everything just kind of works out. Like I was coming across the border, and I was like, oh, I really just want to get home. Border guy's like, where'd you live? Canada. Gone straight through. It was that easy.
That's every time I cross the border, no matter what's in the back or who's in the back. Like, where do you live? Bellingham. Cool. Come on through, man. Come on.
Although when I was coming over, I made the cardinal mistake of they're like, any fruit and vegetables? And I went, I put 3 clementines in my lunchbox.
No.
They're like, well, in you go. Drop your pants. Actually, the border people were pretty nice. I was like, yeah, I'm sure it's all fine. What other comments do we have?
Well, let's jump around. Let's jump around because Paul just talked about the border. We'll get back to Kerwin. Jordan Boostmaster said, I don't like the new name. Jordan, how dare you? I think it's too proper and boring, and Joey's are not proper or boring.
Oh, hold on. Invasion.
Hey, bud.
Crashing Sister is demanding airtime. Copper rules. Oh, what are we gonna have to do? Is this now made for kids?
This is not made for kids.
The most embarrassing part is Shane's pants are off right now.
Oh yeah.
No.
We actually had a comment quite a while ago. Someone saying, "I can't wait for one of Shane's kids to bust in, just like that the newscaster that had a kid bust in."
That was
and the wife like crawls on the floor.
the guy's just like, yes.
Yep.
I will not turn around.
And he's probably not wearing pants either. He probably was just wearing the top. But
no, it was a BBC.
All right, anyway,
so Jordan
thinks it's too proper and boring. He said Joey's are not proper or boring, and I said kind of, but he said, P.S. The end of the podcast is always my favorite. That's so good to hear.
Good old Jordan. Yeah. I would, and so, now, I'm sure everyone's wondering, what difference did having mountain bike have in the title of our podcast?
Huge difference.
It has had no discernible difference.
Nope.
Whatsoever.
Not true.
Okay, so you can find it if you type in mountain bike podcast.
Yeah.
All right, one more time in case the people in the back didn't hear what you just said.
It's like the third result now, right?
I don't know if it's the third result. It's Spotify. It's there. It's definitely higher. It's for sure it's higher up. And I agree with that.
I have to say it again. You used to type in mountain bike podcast. We were nowhere to be seen. And Paul just said, when you type it in, we are now present.
Okay, but listen to this.
You're welcome.
It's not had a positive impact on more people listening to the podcast in week 1. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Now,
we'll see.
Are you talking about the last podcast with Brian in it?
Yeah. Well, Brian in it.
The last podcast was the worst title and thumbnail ever because it was literally just designed for Brian. So I would argue this one will be even better for the analysts.
Okay. Wait, what is the clickbait of this?
Do we know what it's gonna be? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna
stay tuned.
15 minutes into the podcast.
I'm gonna go to our boy Michael Cunningham V last week. He said, "Wow, without Sheyn, you guys just lose it. Clickbaits at 11 minutes 47 seconds." What are you guys thinking?
I think Josh was the compare there, And he was kind of motoring it through at the beginning. I could tell. He was like, yeah, cool. Last week's comments. And someone said something. Okay, first topic discussion. Here we go.
15 minutes. One more thing. Goodbye.
Sheyn just helps level me out. It was awesome.
Yeah,
all right. Hey,
sure.
thank you for sharing that comment, Sheyn. But Jordan also said, I really do want some help with how to cross the border more efficiently. Share with me. Tell me your secrets.
Did he actually comment that?
Actually commented that on a separate comment. And,
Wow.
I thought you'd written it in.
No. He legitimately did, and Jordan is listening right now. So, Paul, we should discuss, because me and Jordan will let you know. Once again, we're getting a little too deep in this. Jordan, I've talked to Paul and said, Jordan, you are one of the worst people to cross the border, mainly because all the stories you tell of how terribly things go. And I'm the one telling the stories of how I've never been stopped. I've never been questioned. They just let me through.
Once I got questioned because I didn't have any bikes on the back of my vehicle. I was like, wait a minute, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say? And then this old guy ripped us a new one. We're getting banned from America. It was pretty, we were so worried. It worked out, but we were like, oh, that could have been so bad. But it wasn't.
Wow.
But let's give Sheyn. Let me give you a quick demonstration. Josh, ask me typical questions.
Wait. Guys, this is a segment we didn't even know was going to be a segment. How to travel internationally to mountain bike, because that's the problem Jordan has. That's the problem Paul might have had today. I don't know. But how do you travel internationally to mountain bike? So, Paul, I do
not have any such problems. So you'll quickly see by this demonstration how you do it. Okay, Josh, I'm approaching the window and I go, oh, hello.
Where are you from?
Canada.
Is that where you call home?
Yeah, I live in Squamish.
Where are you going?
Bellingham.
How long will you be there?
Just a day.
Why are you going to Bellingham?
Mountain biking.
Anything to declare?
No.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
That's it. So you don't have to declare anal fissures or anything.
Now, Paul, you be the border agent and I'll be the naive mountain biker.
Be Jordan.
No, be Jordan. Be Jordan.
Jordan, while taking the Diamondback loaner bike from my house to his house, this is what happened.
Wait, he's going from the US into Canada
with a bike that is not his, that he's using as a demo bike for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. Because
just wait. All right, here we go. Hi, here's my passport.
Oh, thank you. Where are you traveling to?
My house.
Where have you been?
I was in Bellingham picking up a demo bike that I'm borrowing for a couple weeks, but then returning.
So you're bringing new goods that you didn't originally come down into the country with back home?
Well, yeah, that's why I just said that. But
please
I will
step over to the
eventually.
area.
Hey, I will return it eventually. It's not mine. I'm not keeping it. It's my friend's. I'm bringing it into Canada for my friend. I'm sorry, Jordan. I had to do it. Here's what I've learned. When crossing the Canadian-US border, don't lie. Do not lie. Just tell the truth in as few of words as you can. So if I was Jordan bringing back a Diamondback demo bike that was going to go back to Diamondback based in the
Can't believe you're going into Canada as well.
Yeah.
Did he have his own bike and the Diamondback bike, or?
I believe so. And what happened was Jordan.
He's in a tricky situation.
He had
Shane. If you have two people and two bikes,
you're good.
Easy. If you're one person with two bikes, it's like
they question you.
I have gotten into Canada and back into the States over 4 or 5 times with 2 bikes and 1 person. Never once had a problem.
Did they ask about the second bike and you just say it's a backup?
Once or twice they asked about the second bike.
And what
did you say?
They're 2 completely different bikes for 2 completely different disciplines. And the response is they look exactly the same. And my response is, I can tell you don't mountain bike. And I just dead face them.
Oh wow! I would
bold.
never. That's a ballsy move. I would never stare down a border patrol person.
But here's the thing. If you are 100% confident in what you're doing is completely legal, you're not doing anything wrong, you're not smuggling any bikes in, then if you're so confident to the point to call out ignorance, imagine no one's going to give you a hard time for that. Not in a way that's like being a total douchebag, but just like stating facts of like, I can tell you're not a mountain biker because you don't know that.
I don't know. I did, Sheyn, when I first came into Canada, I had, how many bikes did I have with me? Three bikes? Yeah, I had 3 bikes with me. And I was like walking in on the trolleys, like 2 hands, like pushing one, pulling the other. And as I was walking through, they didn't even stop me. They're just like, please go straight through to further searching, please, straight through. And then the guy is like, he asked that question, like, why have you got 3 bikes? And I was like, they all do different things. And I was like, it's like skiing. You know, skiing, you have different skis. And he's like, I don't ski. I was like, oh, well, they do in skiing.
It's like golf clubs. That's what I always say.
Oh, golf clubs is a great one.
That is good. Okay, everyone.
There you go.
Notes.
Golf clubs.
So let's wrap this up, Jordan. Here's my tips for you. Like I said, as few words as possible, tell the truth. And the biggest thing, if you're not doing anything illegal, you have nothing to worry about. No one really cares. If you're bringing in a Diamondback demo bike, what were you doing in Bellingham? Mountain biking. Why do you have 2 bikes? Different disciplines. Don't worry about it. Okay, have a good day. They'll let you go.
Yeah, just tell them. You worry about.
I'm like, dude, I dealt with your stupid friend. Don't worry about it. He had a problem too. You shouldn't. Let me go.
Oh man.
We should place bets on the amount of things I can get away with saying at the border and still get across it. I think everybody would.
No, you can't. You can't do that.
Okay.
I could say so much stuff.
This needs to be a video series, but you always need to pull up in your Japanese truck, right side drive truck. This is going to be your new series because you've already created this video to spawn this. People need more videos with you in this truck.
This sounds like a second channel, like beating the border.
Could you imagine the amount of trouble I would get in making that?
You'd be done. The moment someone recognizes you, like, yeah, come over here. We're naked searching you, mate.
I'm not joking. This is spawning and this is recorded so I can put this up at the beginning of the video. I am going to go make a video to see how much I can get away with by saying the worst things possible, and I know everyone's going to watch it.
Oh yeah.
There is no I will 100% if it goes viral, the border people will see it and they'll recognize you immediately, and then you're just done forever.
You need to disguise yourself.
Here's what I'll do.
You can't do that.
You have to have your passport.
Here's what I will do. I will.
Hello. Well, you don't look like your passport. Oh no, it's just me. It's Josh. I've just got a disguise on. Oh shit, no.
No, but this is what I can do. I can go through with everything perfectly legal, but just say like the most borderline sketchy things to see if they flag it. Like that would be super interesting.
Like
okay, why do you have a
tangerine?
Oh, I'm bringing one to my friend.
And this is the last time Sheyn will ever see Josh. So hey, we've had a great time. I'm sure Eli will grow up to be a normal human being now that his dad's not around.
What happened to your dad, Elijah? He got taken by the border police and they never let him go. Yeah,
amazing.
All right, we got one more comment. Last week's comments.
We've already
read Kerwin's? Wait, we have to read Kerwin's because his comment actually related to the topic of last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he said, I have one major mountain bike gear issue. I need a new bike and they're really expensive. That's the only gear issue I have.
Oh, you guys did talk about gear issues.
Yeah. We talked about something.
Well, Kerwin, best of luck is all I can say.
Sell a bunch of stuff. That's what I did. Kidneys and
just
skateboards.
Not drugs. Just keep it to body organs.
Did you say sell drugs?
No, don't sell drugs, but just keep it to bodily organs, as you suggest.
The drug dealing is very profitable. All right, moving on.
Well, so this is topic potential number 1.
EMTB. We have one more comment.
Oh,
but we've talked about Brian's points like 5 times.
Okay, this week is going to be another Brian podcast.
Because he said, I was able to find the podcast by putting in the Joey podcast, but I was searching for Joey podcast, and that is completely hopeless. Sorry, Paul, did you hear that? Just typing in Joey podcast was completely hopeless.
Well, that's not going to change anything if we add mountain bike into it.
It does, because now when you YouTube search Joey podcast, we pop up instantly because we put in mountain biking. Go test it right now.
I just did. So Joey Diaz, obviously our arch nemesis, appears at the top.
And who's second, Paul?
Joe Rogan. So no idea how that is. And then it's us. And then immediately under that is Joe Ingram.
So you're telling me that
his podcasts.
Now when you type in Joey podcast, it pops up in a search.
But it did. This is exactly the same.
No, it didn't used to pop up when you typed in Joey podcast. And the minute we put in mountain biking, it now pops up.
Okay,
you just have to put in that.
As I have said, it hasn't had a positive impact on the views of this channel.
Because last week's video was bad clickbait.
Ooh, Sheyn called us out. It's true.
So the problem is nothing to do with the title. It's the clickbait.
Well, what was the title?
That's,
hey, BKXC, no one is eating.
Video. Yeah.
Knight to Bishop 4. Thank you.
And this is where Brian said, he said, enjoyed the banter. We'll listen again until someone starts eating.
Oh
my
I'm so hungry right now. I have to hold back.
Sheyn, no!
I have to
No!
suppress this. All right, let's move on to our favorite segment of the week.
No, it's not yet.
No, that's not how we do it.
Well,
Stick to the script.
The Canadian border thing was pretty much a topic.
It was.
No.
It was really good too.
Let's split it up with Joey of the week.
Okay, done. And roll the intro.
Is it you? Is it me? It's the Joey of the week.
All right, we are asking this week who, what, or when Aaron Gwin. Did Aaron Gwin do anything this week?
What has he been up to? Hold on.
I think he changed out his sponsored grips, and he has like a whole garage full of his sponsored grips.
Oh, wow. Sheyn, how do you know that? Explain.
I think I looked at one of his Instagram's stories.
Instagram stories.
And it came up. He had like a big giant bucket. I don't even remember his sponsored grips, but he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick this color." Don't say it. They don't deserve a shout out.
It was kind of a weird flex though, wasn't it? He's like, "Oh, my grips are ever so slightly worn. Let's throw these to the other end of my massive garage that I'll make a point of showing."
Pulls out this trash can full of brand new grips.
And he's like, like no one would even use that many grips in a year.
Yeah.
Like that was the most ridiculous thing. He's like, which ones?
Made sure to tag them.
Colors.
I just love that Sheyn was like, yeah, he said something about a new grip sponsor, flexed on it, but I can't remember what the grip name is.
I really
That's
don't.
literally why they pay them thousands of dollars each year, and further proving my point.
Oh wow!
I will not say it because I do not want to burn that bridge when Aaron Gwin asked me to ride with him. But anyway,
well, you've got Jill Kintner. Like, who's next? Like, this is Josh. He's going to be all into the pros any day now.
Track down Pauline Ferrand-Prévot.
Oh yeah,
I'd love to see that. All right, should we get into our listener nominations
for Joey of the week? Absolutely.
Hold on. Before we start, can I just give? There's a man that is well known for being ridiculous and trolling a whole bunch of people. His name is Johan Pirelli.
Oh yeah.
He's recently been kind of leading this movement of picking up trash around the sky, and then a whole bunch of other people have been doing it. Yeah.
He just bought a dump truck.
There?
Well, no, he lives in Worcester. Yeah. He put up this post that was like, just got a new whip, and it's like a dump truck.
It's like a trash. Yeah. A garbage truck.
Yeah. And then everyone's like, oh, that's ridiculous. And then he just posted another one 4 hours ago saying, thought I was joking. Here is my garbage truck.
And he's driving it. I do follow him. He's hilarious.
I still wonder. I still wonder if it actually is.
You know, the thing is, I don't remember the brand of that garbage truck. So
Whitaker.
it's not real because in the first picture is completely different than the picture that he posted himself in. He's trolling everybody.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, at what point is he not trolling? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His whole thing is trolling.
I mean, he does have 3 balls, so he can't lie, right?
Oh yeah.
That's true.
That video is the best video on the internet.
Okay, Jerry of the week.
Okay, so we were just talking about Canada and getting into Canada.
Amazing. Once again,
What?
Josh is just there. And I just looked at the notes and it's like,
Oh, Josh said, okay. We were talking about Canada. We're moving on to Joey of the week. Our boy, mediocre mountain biker, says he has a couple of N2B friends. They tried to cross into Canada and ride Whistler. One of them forgot that he had his concealed carry handgun. America. Of course, they were detained for a very long time and never made it into Canada.
Oh
You
my God.
can't bring your USA guns into Canada.
I'm just saying.
I'm so shocked. I'm pretty sure this is America. I can't bring my guns into a foreign country. What?
All I will say is I know from people who have concealed carries that every time you cross the border, they ask you specifically if you are carrying. And if you say yes, you're guaranteed to have a bad day.
Yeah. So he probably could have just said no and they'd be like, nope. And they would have been like, all right, have a great trip at Whistler.
But if he was
Depends how he
caught,
says
oh
no.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? That's
Wow.
jail. Surely that's jail, isn't it? Jail?
And Josh would tell you the way to answer that is not just to say no, but to say it with so much confidence that they expect that you can't be lying. That when you say something like this,
Do you even know what a gun is?
no, I would respond with, no, not today, but it would have been yesterday. Because if somebody said that, you would be like, wow, they're being so brutally honest that they admitted, like, no, not today, but I did yesterday. That you would be like, okay, cool.
I know a border patrol officer is going to be like, I'm listening to this somehow. And they could be like, yeah, next time someone says that, I'm going to search them.
Oh, man. Rule number 1 of crossing into Canada, don't bring your guns.
And that's Shane's top tip for this week. Brought to you by the Crashing Dad YouTube channel.
So good. All right. Joe H said, I'm nominating my friend Tom for Joey of the Week. We were going on a ride and he took my bike off the tailgate while my car was still running and put my derailleur right in front of the exhaust pipe and didn't notice until 5 minutes later. And he said, my poor crappy bike, Scott Genius, had hot fluid from the exhaust all over the derailleur.
Oh, no. Was your car idling for 5 minutes?
That's almost the Joey move there. That's
Almost.
what I'm hearing.
How do you know somebody is American? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Kevin, old steady spin. He left his truck on so long, and I actually got anxiety like a bunch of times. I'm like, Kevin, would you mind just turning off your truck, because we've been here for about half an hour, and your truck's been on the whole time, and the planet is burning up as we speak.
No, man, I gotta power my big screen TV here for the trail side.
Oh, amazing. No, I feel like I've regaled the story of someone melted an NV rim on an exhaust pipe.
I've seen that.
Really?
Yeah, they like turned their car on, left it running, and like he had one of these vertical hanging racks or whatever, and he went back and his NV rim had completely melted because it'd been by the exhaust. Yeah.
Wow. Seen that.
And that's a Paul Punter top tip presented by the Paul the Punter YouTube channel.
Don't put your envy rims.
Presented by Envy, not sponsored because they hate us.
Oh, who's next?
Champ MTB, Joey of the Week, : I explored a new trail on a solo ride this week. It had some sweet features that I didn't want to try alone, so I brought up a friend a few days later to check it out. Great reading here, Paul. Great reading. I didn't think he would try any of them, but he sent them all. And well, I still chickened out. Total poser. Oh, that's heartwarming. That's not Jerry of the Week. That's not.
Yeah,
Jerry.
and see, I knew Paul was going to say that's not Joey of the Week because that's Paul's life. So it's only funny because it's true. As Paul drinks his non-alcoholic beer and goes, "I wish this was actual alcohol." Dealing with Josh telling me the truth.
You know, I have done the first part where I'm alone. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm not gonna send these. But usually when I go back with people, they peer pressure me into it. And sorry, chump.
And I have have actually been on rides where this happens, where one of my friends is like, yeah, I want to do that rock roll. Hey, I brought my friend Michael, who's new, and he's like, I'm not feeling it today. And then all of a sudden the new guy just like rips it. And I look at the guy like, well, you have to do it now. And they check it out.
Yeah,
It's kind of Joey.
Josh is that guy that you bring.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
I would love that.
I want to say that's Joey. That's just that happens. It's just
yeah.
See, if it was Paul, I would say Joey of the week. But if it's somebody else, I say no. You know what? That happens, man. I'm that guy to other people. It happens.
There you go.
All right, moving on to MTB_DK. Oh, you guys were talking about your maintenance issues last week. He says he has a Joey and maintenance issue. He got a new bike recently. These are some of the issues. His quick link on his chain was mounted on the wrong direction. I don't know if he did that or if his bike shop did that. Because if it's the SRAM Eagle or SRAM and they're kind of like curved, I don't know. Okay, number 2, his tire was mounted in the wrong direction. I've done that.
Oh, painful.
Hopefully it's not the bike shop. Well, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully it's not you either. And then, okay. Realizing that the banjo bolt on the SRAM guide brake is not the same as on SRAM codes.
Oh.
Wait,
and then he had to run a new brake line through the frame.
Oh.
Man, new bike day sucks for you, MTB_DK.
Well, I will say the banjo bolt is bolt. I don't know why I said it that way. That is
You're American, I'm pretty sure.
banjo bolt. That is
I
not
like drugs,
Joey.
beer, and other stuff.
That's Joey for SRAM.
Yeah, both Phil Metz and I experienced the same thing with our Shimano XT quad piston brakes. That's like you wouldn't know until you experience it. The quick link, can you mount those backwards? I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
you can with Shimano.
That's why they have arrow. That's why they have arrows on them.
Yeah, and I know they have arrows, but go with me for a minute. If you put your crank backwards and backwards pedal, those don't have issues, do they?
Well, a chain actually wears in one way. So if you like break a chain and then you put it on backwards, you're like the chain is worn on one side more than the other. So then you won't shift as well. So it's probably to keep that consistency.
Well,
maybe. Okay. I don't know.
I'm curious because the SRAM quick links, they are curved to like be the direction that they're going. And if it's put on backwards or upside down, it's like a U. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I should be the Joey because I have no idea what you're talking about. And now I'm going to go look at it.
SRAM Eagle quick link.
On SRAM 12 chain, on SRAM 12 speed chain.
Swam?
They go like this, like a rainbow.
Yeah, it's like a rainbow.
Yeah.
And you could mount that upside down and it just will like
now,
click over.
I'm going to jump straight in with my Joe nomination. I have no idea if I talked about it last week, but let's talk again about Kevin. Steady spin. So he's riding along, and he's like, guys, I got gear issues. And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah. And then I look at his chain and like his chain goes, this is going to be visual for audio listeners here. Kind of goes along like that, up, along. Oh wait, crap. Hold on. I'll start down here. It goes up, along, when it should be straight.
Oh, he had like seizing chain.
It looked like a stiff link. Yeah, it looked like a stiff link. And I was like, oh. And I looked closer. I was like, oh. But Kevin, that's on your quick link. And he went, I really want to do an impression. I'm going to try. Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, well, I got a 12-speed chain and a 10-speed quick link. It works fine.
Oh my gosh.
He put a 10-speed quick link on a 12-speed chain.
Wow. Every time that hits like, the cassette, is it just like...
But he said like, but it works fine. But then also was complaining about how his gears...
All right. I can say this because I know if Kevin was like in my neighborhood, we'd be best buddies and I would just make fun of him the whole time. There's a difference between people who are Joeys, like so new they're ignorant, and people who are complete idiots. Kevin is a complete idiot.
Whoa! I don't think they have there's no way they have the focus capacity to listen for like 50 minutes on this podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you're fine.
Well, I'm not afraid. That's why I say it. It's like, dude, if you put a 10 speed quick link on a 12-speed drivetrain, which if everybody doesn't know, that's like the jump from 11 to 12 is like huge.
That is a square peg in a round hole situation.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's going to happen. So I would argue that's not Joey. That's just stupidity.
Yeah. No, that's pretty apt. Yeah.
But I have a nomination. It's for a friend of mine I rode with today.
Here we go.
His name is Paul.
Great. Here we go again.
I got to catch this on video, which will be coming out in a video coming out to your screens very shortly on the internet.
Great stuff. Here we go.
Somebody commented, when you see something online, the GoPro effect, and then you go try it yourself and realize, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot because things look so easy on video. Paul did this in real life. Jill Kintner at the pump track did a line, and Paul goes, I could do that. And he didn't say it like, oh, yeah, I think I could do that. It was just like, I could do that. And I said, oh, really, Paul? And I pulled up my camera and said, really, Paul? Show me you can do that. And then literally all I heard was like 5 tries and repetitively, how did she make it look so easy? I have no idea how she made that look so easy. That is way harder than it looks. And I just went, Paul, you are the real life GoPro effect.
I just want to say, I'm pretty sure I would have said, I reckon I could do that. I'm going to try it. I wouldn't have been so cocky. I would never have been so cocky like that. We all know how self-deprecating I am. I think Sheyn can agree with me here.
And we both at the same time.
I can be both at the same time.
And this is where I will be a complete Josh and say, like, Paul legitimately impressed me the whole day. He did super well.
Whoa. This is where we need to have like musical buttons that we can push, because you are about to give me a compliment and we need some kind of fanfare.
Okay, Josh. Edit it in.
Paul, you impressed me so much. And then you go and do something like this and totally mess it up.
Classic. It was almost a compliment, but obviously it was both things at once.
Yeah, literally in that moment, I was like, Paul, you realize Jill is, I said, what I really said in my mind was, Paul, I hardly realize how good Jill is. You fully understand it and then make a comment like that and you totally throw yourself under a bus. Continue to try it.
I did do 2 of the 3 jumps in the line that she was.
And this is where I responded and say, you did really well. You did way better than I thought you would, but still came out in the same way I thought you would, saying that looked way easier than when I tried it. So
it did. It classic. She did. She made it. She just went like, Sheyn, the only way I can describe it is like pop, beat bop, but bop. And I was like, I reckon I can give that a go.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I was like, whoa, this is hard.
It's Jill effing Kintner.
Well,
yeah.
she's
and then Sheyn, just to give some balance to the force here, Josh tried to do it multiple times, did get very close, but on the last jump, he kept jumping off to the side away from the landing. And then Jill would be like, Jill and Bryn, who are sitting on the top, like, yeah, he got it. And I'm like standing right next to it filming, like, no, he didn't. He's jumping off to the side.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so here's what I will say. Once again, Paul, you impressed me with your effort. You did way better than I thought you would, but you still are the Joey for thinking, watching a professional, which the thing, and here's what I've always said. A professional is a professional for making something look easy, and then when you try it, you realize how difficult it is. And that is Jill.
It was very true. It was very true.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Wow. So Paul, you know what?
Sheyn, we've talked about this was a period of 3 hours, Sheyn, and me and Josh have been talking about it for like an hour.
It was a good day. We had a good time, Paul. It was a good time. And Paul, you know what? I don't think you're the Joey of the week, because I think the mediocre mountain biker's friend bringing in.
Wait,
I was going to say, who's the winner?
What did Sheyn do?
I did nothing. I spent time with spent time with my family.
Oh, that's a Joey move.
That's pretty Joey.
You want to share precious memories with the children, your offspring? That's ridiculous. Instead of mountain biking, wow, what kind of human being would do that?
Oh man, I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person.
Josh, so you definitely didn't do anything.
You rode with him, Paul.
Wait. Yeah, but did Josh at any point do something.
When he jumped off to the side and didn't make that jump, and Jill and Bryn were like, "Oh, he made it." Was he like, "Yeah, oh, I did. Yeah."
This is why
a non-admittance, I would say. It wasn't yes, I did it. It was a
this is why our podcast is so good, is because we say the same things every time, and then we like walk into reality. And like in this situation, I'm like, no, I didn't do anything, Joey. And then all of a sudden I went, oh, I actually did. Yeah.
Every
time.
Every time.
So I've been messing around with my electronic shifter that I got. I mentioned this recently.
Yeah.
And I noticed when I put it in one position, my spokes would like hit a certain part in my wheel. And then I looked at my wheel, my rear wheel, and I realized, oh, this thing is out of true. But I didn't actually look at why it was out of true. So I took it into my local bike shop, the Lostco, the best bike shop in Bellingham. And I said, Mike, can you take a look at this? And he puts it in the stand. He spins it around and he goes, what in the world? I had 3 spokes, like one turn away from falling out. And he was like, Josh, this is why your wheel is so out of true.
Oh man.
And I sat there and I went, oh gosh, I'm so stupid.
every time he's done something.
Wow.
And he goes, oh no, nope. Perfect, Josh. Everything's amazing. I'm amazing. I'm incredible. I'm best at everything. Oh wait,
Do you have your own wheel turning stand?
No.
That's why you have the bike shop. They're the expert.
You have your frame. Like you could, the first thing you would do is do like the running finger around the spokes to see if anything's going on.
The best part is I walk into my bike shop and I'm like, guys, I know you know this and I know this. I'm a complete idiot. And then I hand her my stuff and I walk away and I guarantee they're like, that guy thinks he's a complete idiot, but he's worse than what he thinks. And I come back and I'm like, yep, I'm worse than what I think. And they leave. They're like, we love that guy.
Didn't they make a whole video about that?
Yeah, basically they did.
What? Surely the tire was rubbing on your frame if it got that bad. Go check your frame. Is there any tire wear marks on the chainstay?
There is not. I did check, but there probably should be. I will say that.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
I will check if you want me to. I will check right now.
All right. So we have someone bringing their handgun into Canada. And
that's ridiculous. I think that's just it. That's not Jerry. That's next level.
Yep. And then we have the tailgate car where the derailleur was put right in front of the exhaust. We have the person, Chump said he was I'll hit these when I have another friend with me. And then he chickened out when his friend just slayed it. And then we have the quick link in the wrong direction, tire mounted in the wrong direction. And then Paul and Josh. Who wins?
I've got to say it's that Joe H, because that really is like the classic Jerry move, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. It's the exhaust pipe on the derailleur. That's so dumb. Yeah.
Plus, this is something that Josh has done on 2 occasions with other people's bikes.
But it's never to my bike. So is it that Joey if I hurt somebody else's bike?
Oh, man.
You're the equivalent of Dick Dastardly, like trying to one-up people on the trail.
That's pretty horrible.
Paul noticed I do have a new bike rack that will not allow that to happen anymore, and that was one reason I was excited for it. So,
it's great that you bought a sail for the back of your car, because that's like that really is a good idea.
What kind of bike rack is it?
It's a swag man. Have you ever seen those, Sheyn?
A what?
They like mount them vertically.
What is it called?
Swagman.
Swagman.
So where a traditional North Shore rack makes your bike face so that the skinny part of your bike gets hit by
oh wow
the air.
I see what you're saying.
This one goes sideways, so the wide part of your bike is what gets hit by the air.
They just kind of like dangle in the air, like.
No, they get held down. It just makes my gas mileage go from like 32 miles per gallon to like 2. So it's
You're only
fine.
getting 32 in the Prius. Ugh.
No, I don't have a Prius, Sheyn. I dream of having one. I'm in Bellingham. I have a Honda Fit.
Oh, the
How
Fit.
dare you?
The Fit.
Gosh.
They look the same anyway.
I'm so mad. I'm gonna exit out of this podcast.
Shane, did you know that Josh pre-ordered the new Tesla truck?
Oh yeah, he ordered 6 of them.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Guys.
guys.
Guys,
Is that another Joey moment?
okay. So Joy,
Oh my
stop.
god, that's the clickbait. That's the clickbait. Josh ordered 6 Tesla trucks. That we're gonna get a whole
Okay,
kind
Josh.
of new audience.
Tell us the story.
That is the clickbait, and I was just gonna say, okay, Joe H's friend wins Joy of the Week, but we need to talk about the Tesla truck because one, it's clickbait, but two, it's an important topic for mountain bikers, and that's why I pre-ordered 8 of them.
8?
Okay.
You did 8?
Tell us.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Just
Well,
incredible.
I think the first question should be, do you guys think the Tesla truck is worth buying as a person and as a mountain biker? What do you think?
Okay, so I was very tempted to pre-order. Just saying. I was totally there. But I'm thinking in the 3 years that it's going to take it to get to me, we will probably have a Ford E150 available at that moment. So I don't know. I did not. But I think it's worth.
I have a quick question vis-a-vis Teslas because I've learned something today. I don't know if this is true. You know how they say it's a $40,000 truck, but actually it's going to cost you like $70,000. But they say that you save. But
the base model is 40,000.
No, okay, but you say that the base model is 40,000, but actually it'll cost you 70,000, and they say like, oh, but you save $30,000 because of gas and all this stuff, and that's why they say it.
I don't think so.
That
is a thing?
What they used to do, but now because down here in America, Paul, let me explain to you the promised land. We have.
I was there today.
Yeah, we had a tax incentive that may come back for 2020, but probably won't. That would give you a huge rebate for buying an electric vehicle.
Oh, the tax
Tesla would price their cars, including the tax rebate, and put a big star there saying, hey, this price is including the tax rebate you will get along with. We will show you an additional price that shows you the amount of fuel you'll save. Now they aren't doing that anymore because it looks like that's going to go away. So the Tesla truck, the entry level rear wheel drive truck, will be $39,900. Period.
Okay.
What is it, like 250 miles off that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's rear wheel drive. The all wheel drive version, the 2-motor version for those interested, will be $49,900. And then the tri-motor version, which is the most powerful, goes 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds and has a range of over 400, maybe 500 miles.
I think so.
Will be $69,900.
Yeah.
No,
and then if you want self-driving,
$69,420.
And I was just going to say that is not what it will cost, $69,420. But the self-driving add-on, so that when self-driving becomes illegal, is $7,000. And that's literally, it's an additional computer that uses everything already installed in your car, costs $7,000. So I pre-ordered, and this is where the story comes in. I pre-ordered because I've been the biggest fan of Tesla, but I will never buy a car because, well, I have one now. Anyway, I will never buy a car because if I'm going to spend that much money, I want a truck that I can keep forever. I'm going to buy a truck. And so for the last 2 years, I said the day Tesla introduces the truck version, I will put in a pre-order. I will be one of the first people to buy it. I put in, out of the now 200,000 people who pre-ordered, I got the first 500 by ordering within the first 45 seconds that it was available.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 8 of them.
Yes, you got 8.
So here's the problem.
The first 500.
So my first pre-order was in the first 45 seconds. I ordered the mid-grade, which is the all-wheel drive 2-motor with self-driving, ending up being $56,900, which obviously I have. In 2 years I'll have. Anyway, so I ordered that, got my reservation. It said, hey, it went through, everything's fine. And then like 5 minutes later, I had buyer's remorse. I was like, whoa, what if the 3-motor comes out before? I'm a clown who doesn't have the most readily available, like the newest released one. And I said, I'm buying this to make YouTube videos about it. I need the 3-motor one. So 5 minutes later, I started trying to pre-order the 3-motor one. And so it would process, error. Process, error. I did that 6 times, and then it actually went through. Turns out all those error messages were actually going through and charging my credit card $100 and putting it into my account. But the site was so overloaded with pre-orders, I didn't notice it. So the next day, I looked at my Tesla account and I had 8 Tesla trucks, one of which was the first order, which I still have, and then 7 of which were that tri-motor. So I refunded all of them except for the first one. So now I have a tri-motor and a dual motor pre-ordered for 2021.
So you're getting 2? What?
I will be getting whatever one comes out first.
Okay, so you'll be able to cancel the next one.
Yeah, the $100 pre-orders are totally refundable, which so Tesla is saying like, hey, 200,000 people. Yeah, 200,000 people pre-ordered these, but it's like, you know what, dude? They pre-ordered by putting down $100, which is fully refundable. That's not going to materialize. Period.
Yeah, that's not a. Do you think that's just a quick cash grab? Because what's that like? I thought they got like $1.5 million in pre-orders.
Well, Paul, 200,000 times 100 is 20 million.
Oh, I didn't hear. I had clocked on at the point when they had done $1.5 million or something.
Yeah, so it's
anyway.
a lot of money.
That's a quick. That's a easy, quick cash injection for business, isn't it? Really.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
And then they're gonna be like, "Oh, now here's the real truck. That was a joke truck."
The real truck actually has bulletproof windows. When
well, no, they did. They tested it, and in the background, and it worked fine. They've released those videos.
Now, I am so excited we're talking about this because I did not expect this. Let me make a fair point. The fact that the windows broke doesn't actually matter whatsoever. And here's my point why. They introduced a fully electric, totally huge, legit truck that can tow way more than an F-150, seat more than an F-150, get better fuel economy than an F-150 because you're paying for electricity at $39,900, which their electric vehicle will not be at that price. They said they had glass that would withstand this big ball, and yet they tested it. It did not work, and everybody went, well, obviously they're a failure. I'm like, no, set that aside. They kill everybody, even if the glass doesn't work, and everybody freaks out about it.
So the 2-wheel drive one is the one that like out-towed the F-150 when they hooked them up together?
That test was illegitimate, and Tesla is stupid for doing it, period.
Why? Why is it illegitimate?
Because an electric vehicle is super heavy, which gives more pressure over the tires. Yeah. Paul, it's like me and you doing a Strava test with the same settings. Like, obviously I'm going to win because I'm a bigger dude, right? That's stupid.
You mean Zwift.
Sorry. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
It's stupid because it's not legit. And that's exactly what they did. And Ford called them out on it. And Elon Musk said, fine, let's do a real test and we'll still win, which they will.
Nice.
Oh, I thought, what was the towing like? Fit? I thought I've heard someone mention that the towing wasn't that great, but
it's 15,000 for the high end model. It's like 7,000 for the rear wheel drive. It's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm gonna say, it looks like a freaking Batmobile, but I absolutely love it.
I love it.
I think it's fine. I think there's nothing wrong with being different. I would love, because I'd love for it to be just like one big joke. Do you know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, that's not actually the truck. Like we'll bring out the real one.
Yeah,
like we trolled the world.
Well, Elon Musk got so much money, he can just do whatever. It's so much to the point where he can do whatever he likes. But I thought it was cool, and that's perfect clickbait if we're going to get more people listening to this podcast.
I'm hoping they get to a point where you don't have to pre-order though, where it just be like, yeah, I want that truck.
Sheyn, I just want to jump in. Sheyn has prepped 5 topics of discussion.
That wasn't me. That was
Josh did. None of we haven't touched on any of them whatsoever.
Well, we got to this gold. We got to this Tesla gold. What were you going to say, Josh?
I want to know what the viewers think. Go to our YouTube video showing this podcast. Let us know, what do you think about the Tesla truck? Should I continue to keep my pre-order? Should Sheyn and Paul pre-order it? Is it a mountain biker's dream? It has an air compressor in the truck built in, and 110 and I think 220 volts built into the truck, which is like the ultimate camper everything vehicle. Should these guys pre-order it?
Tell me it has an EDC tool and a torque wrench along with that air compressor. And
mine will. I'm just
Does it have a T30? That's all I
no one uses
No.
T30 because
it will not.
it's RAM.
because all of Scott's pivot bolts are T30. But it's fine because I have a T30. But
You just gave us more ammo against Scott. Keep going.
everyone's going to have T30s anytime soon. Question. Yeah, I live in a townhouse and I can't charge up an electric car. That's why I don't have one.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah.
Just plug it
There we
into
go.
your neighbor. Plug it into your neighbors.
There is a Tesla supercharger in Squamish, so you don't actually have to.
I know, but I know I would run out of juice.
Do you have to pay for the supercharger?
You have to have a Tesla. You have to have a Tesla. You can't not
Well,
have
yeah, of course.
But the payment
Before I pull up to a Tesla supercharger. Hey, can I charge my Honda Fit?
Look,
here's the cool thing. Imagine driving your truck 300 miles.
We should get a mountain biking segment in on this or something. We've been talking for like an hour over an hour. It's been about a pump track day.
You can
Brian
put your bike in the back of the Tesla
truck.
So, guys, I know exactly what we need to do. I have one more segment that talks all about mountain bikes that will totally redeem the show. And that is because I'm going to talk about mountain biking